Well, it's day something. It is Saturday in Kolkata.
Saturday.
Our second Saturday.
Second Saturday.
It's not only Saturday in Kolkata.
It is
Republic Day in Kolkata.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
I don't have my pin on.
That means if you walk outside, somebody pins a little flag on your thing.
Not just somebody.
Yeah.
Just anybody.
We're the only people I saw in all of Kolkata today wearing a flag pin.
Yes, but that one man was very happy that I was wearing
He
it.
was. That's true.
Yeah.
And I had to shake his clammy, wet hand for about 10 minutes while he talked to me in Hindi. And the only word I understood was Republic Day.
But it's Republic Day. What is that, Amanda?
Oh, that's like the Indian Independence Day. They signed their constitution of sorts.
It's 4th of
Yeah.
July and the Independence Day,
Yeah.
which is January 26th.
26.
Correct.
They became a nation on August 15th.
So I thought that Republic Day was going to be a huge day. We've been here for some holidays before
Yeah,
on our last trip,
the pujas are big.
but there was some decoration and stuff, but I expected to have like 4th of July. I wanted
Yeah.
big explosions and people out barbecuing hot dogs and
Mm-hmm.
but
Face painting of the flag.
I
on
didn't
it.
find too much of that. So
Except for, I mean, you got to say, everywhere we went though, there was like flags across the roads up high.
everywhere we went, there was
There
some,
were those lots of roads. Come on, everywhere.
one road.
The bands were playing everywhere. We went down every street and they had like kids dancing. Do 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 do
Uh-huh.
do do. The other one was a guy up there saying, "Hello, everybody, welcome to Republic Day ceremonies." And then the other street there was the la 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 India lady singing.
Oh,
I must have been in a different
Uh-huh.
place.
You don't remember all of those stages we walked by? No, really.
no, really?
You guys don't?
I remember the kids.
There was the kid.
Kids dancing, and then the very next street that went down like that, George started to walk down there, and there was the big flag stage
Yeah.
and the lady singing, and then we got to the next thing.
No.
Yes, more music, more.
I heard people playing music.
No, there
like
were
on
stages.
Stereo.
I saw at least 5 stages
Huh.
with performances
Very
in different
interesting.
areas of town.
Very, very interesting.
I saw at least 10 streets where it was draped with flags all the way
That's
down.
interesting.
Even in the Muslim neighborhood,
That's
it was like
interesting.
that.
That's very interesting.
You guys just not paying
That
attention.
was 6 miles.
I was okay. I think my problem was I got pooped on.
That was funny.
Yeah.
I was holding my camera and I had just taken a picture, and then I just went, "Oh, I got pooped on!" It just landed right here.
You thought it just landed.
I don't know how it happened, but I need to wipe off my.
But you
camera
landed
stuff.
all over your camera in your hands too.
Apparently, because I went to go take a pic. Like I wiped it on a wall, on the corner of a wall first, so I kind of smeared it on my arm, and then I was like, okay, well that's great, that's fine. And then I picked up my camera and I was taking a picture, and I went like this, and there's poop all over my hand. And I was like, but it. So I ended up.
The second part it hit the camera.
It must have.
So you had poop all over your
So
lens.
yeah, my lens is pooped and my hand grip is pooped.
But one thing you noticed is being pooped on in India.
Means nothing.
It really is not bad compared to if you had gotten pooped on the U.S., it would have been the worst part of your day. Right? Like, oh, it's terrible. Here it's like, got pooped on. No big deal.
Wipe it on the wall as I walk by.
Because you're dirty all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably why I didn't see anything. I was
So-
Oh yeah, there was
figuring
so
out where-
much
We
going on.
certainly jumped ahead in our day.
We did because we started. George came in.
Well, we were going to the flower market today.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
But we're gonna go to the hog market.
Today, yeah.
Today.
You and I were kind of like, okay, when Amanda gets up,
Yeah,
the next
Amanda
thing we
didn't get
know,
up.
Kramer walked in.
Yep.
Oh, you guys
So
see
he-
some keys?
Yes, he was a little disheveled.
Oh, I
this
got
morning.
some keys.
Was there an extra set of keys
He's holding
here?
his hair back.
I said, yes, there was a set of keys here. I don't know why there was another set of keys. He says, I lost my keys.
And they said, do you know what you're doing today?
And we said, no.
No. Oh.
And he goes, those keys. I'll be back. And out the door. Click, shut. And then he came right back. So, about today.
He's like, imagine that. Somebody put the keys where they're supposed to be. Safe and sound. It's like,
And you said
I think
you
we
said I
should-
want to go see the area that was we wanted to go see College Street, which we actually never ended up on. But let's go see the district with the big mansions. And he goes, yes, man.
they went, have you ever seen the Marble Palace?
And we go, no. And he goes, well, okay. And he was back out the door again.
I said, 10:30.
No, he didn't tell you that yet because he came back in again.
That's right.
And then he's like, 10:30.
And then maybe we go for a walk.
Yes. And out the door. So at
I
10:30.
missed all of that.
Yeah, you were up in
I
getting
slept
ready.
really well yesterday.
So we kind of actually delayed our day a little bit more than we were planning on because we didn't have time to walk to the hog market.
Yeah, because
So
that was like at 9 o'clock. We were
Yeah,
going,
so
or 9:15.
I did wake you up then and said, Amanda, we're going to chai.
Right.
So
Glad I-
that motivated you to get up.
Yeah.
So we chaied this morning. Had Punjab chai.
Yeah, it's always good.
It's always good.
Not as hot today.
No,
which
it
was
was
nice.
hot.
You
It
didn't
was
have to
actually
wait.
nice.
We kept our
And
cups.
yeah, because the cups here are so much thicker than the Howrah cups. Howrah cups are like tissue paper thick.
Clay tissue.
And they
Oh,
burn
they
you.
hurt so bad. There was the one day where the clay was melting on my fingers.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
like, there's part of the cup.
But the Punjab chai place, that's like drinking out of a terracotta flower pot.
It was. And today's pots were like extra ashy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Makes it better.
Because that's you actually taste the pot. You know, not the pot. You taste the clay mug. That's what makes that place so,
So
good.
good.
That's the other part of the story of the guy that's when I walked by and said, "Oh,
Oh, yeah.
no."
So I'm jumping ahead again, but that's one thing I do notice more about India this year. There's
smell of
a lot more
marijuana.
marijuana
Yeah.
on the streets than there was ever before. So, but then again, California's like that too.
Yep.
But yeah, so we got our chai, and then George was supposed to be here at 10:30, and
So we went outside.
10:40 we said George is still in here. Let's just go outside. So we locked the door. Actually, we didn't lock the door because Lumberjack was still in here fixing your door.
For
And
the day 3.
day 3, I don't know what takes the guy so long to just hang a door, but so we go outside and we're standing. George lives up above us, and all of a sudden we hear, "Oh, hello." We look up, it's George. Just go, 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Well,
2 minutes. That was 10.
10 minutes later, George comes down
With-
with the Belgians.
With the Belgians.
We're like, we're sharing our George
Are
time.
they Belgiums or Belgians?
Belgians.
They're Belgians.
Yeah, Belgians.
Belgiums.
Because you have Belgian chocolate, right?
Now it's got me doubting.
Belgian.
You had Belgian chocolate tonight.
Belgium?
Belgian.
Did I have Belgian or Belgium? I think it's Belgian.
So with the 3, there was only 3 of the other visitors
Yes.
here today.
We had Marion and Michelle and Nick,
Nick,
the famous travel writers.
travel writer from Cornwall, England.
And it's nice to see him feeling well. We met him the other night and his nose
He
was
was not
red. He was sniffling and coughing.
Nick is another one of those guys that might be classified, maybe if we get to know him better, as one of the more interesting guys in the
Yeah.
world.
Yep.
Very well traveled, very well knowledgeable about all things in all places. But not like George. George, we have totally decided, is the most
He
interesting
truly
man
is.
in the world.
Truly. I've
So
never met
we
anybody
took
like
we
him.
took the subway, which is incredibly cheap. It's 5 rupees, which is pennies.
that we didn't pay for.
Yeah, George is.
It's a good guy. He was loaded,
He's loaded
today.
today, he
says.
says.
Don't worry about it. I am loaded.
So George got a big payoff somewhere. But so, anyways, we went 5 stops up on the subway. Got off.
Asked people where to go.
George is funny. He's like, he asked like 19 people.
I
You
think
know.
so.
Is it the Marble Palace this way? And people are like, It's the Marble
I
Palace
think
this way.
we'll go. And then he said, "I think we'll go this way."
So we got to the Marble Palace, and the pain started.
Oh.
The pain of a photographer when they have a big sign, and the guy with the spear, a big sign that says no photography.
It did.
And they were very serious about it. There's a guy standing outside with a 9-foot tall spear with a metal spear
He
on the
almost
end.
speared you.
Like
Because you put your camera.
Well, I did. I took the picture inside the gate. I thought it was inside the house, so we couldn't do it. But inside the gate, I took the picture, and I almost got that through my shooting hand. But
And it was really neat. Great. It was just a crazy place.
So this house is still lived in by an Indian family who was Indian traders. They traded Indian goods with England and with Europe and Russia.
Europe and
made
England?
Europe is different from England, yes. You will not, you ask Mr. Cornwall, he would not say that Cornwall
They're still in the
is-
UE.
They are
EU.
not. They are not part of Europe. That's why they had Brexit.
Yes.
So, anyways, where were we? So yeah, this house is still lived in,
Mm-hmm.
but we walked through
It's
it.
exactly what you would think. It's a giant palace,
Made of marble.
all marble everywhere. Up the walls, the statues
Statues.
everywhere,
Lots and lots of like
paintings.
stolen artwork and all that.
Yeah.
Sort of stuff.
Fun things to make fun of.
Yes, there's a lot of funny things we.
Yes,
Just
that
kind of
didn't
ironic.
obviously doesn't translate well to other cultures because
Right.
nobody thought we were funny.
No, we thought we were funny, so.
We did all kinds of. You have to take off your shoes to go in there, by the way. So we go through the Marble Palace. They had a whole zoo there.
Mm-hmm. Deer.
Deer and exotic
Hornbills.
birds, and
I think they're breeding hornbills there.
it must be. So I can just imagine though, what it was like
Yeah,
back in the day.
I'll bet that pool they swam in. I bet it was clean.
I'm
and
sure they did.
it wasn't for ducks.
So at the end of the Marble Palace, Georgia bought a brand new pair of Adidas shoes yesterday. So he was very concerned about taking off his shoes and leaving them there at the front door.
Yeah, somebody would help
So he's
themselves.
like,
to-
somebody's going to steal my shoes.
That-
I know they're going to take my shoes. So George had still not come out the door yet when I came out.
Because he talks to everybody.
Yes, and so I said, guess what? I'm going to take George's shoes and move them to the other side. So George comes out and says, "Where are my bloody shoes?"
I don't think he used bloody the first
He-
time.
and then he says, "Somebody took my effing shoes. My brand new shoe."
He was so mad. He was, who stole my bloody shoes? He's looking at him. And it's funny though, before he came down, Nick says, I was thinking someone should steal his shoes. And we said, we just did.
We already did.
Brilliant.
So George looks up and goes, "Oh, there they are."
It was funny.
So then George proceeded to take us on the.
Yeah, the Belgians, we went on the corner and the Belgians went a little huddle and then they said goodbye.
Which is fine.
Which
'cause
is, yeah, we had George to ourselves.
George time. And we didn't take very many pictures today.
Mm-mm.
For a group of 3 photographers to not take pictures. I mean, I think we took 150 pictures between us.
Yep.
Which for a 6-mile walk is nothing. But it's because of George.
Yeah,
George has a story.
yeah. I just want to stand back by him and I just listen. I
You
just,
just
walk
listen
and
to him
listen.
because the whole time he is telling history, he's telling opinion, he's telling
Yep.
fables, fake things he's just making up. But everything he's talking about is super, super interesting. So between the having to fight for your space on the sidewalk, you're listening to George.
And it's funny how he does it because he's like, "Oh, we'll go to this area," and next thing you know, he goes, "Hey, look, there's a steeple. I think that's a church." And we walk up. No, it's a synagogue. Let me tell you about the Jews and how they came to Kolkata. And we hear all about that. He's like, "But behind it, let's go look over there. I know there's a better synagogue." And then he's like, "Oh yeah, look, there's a Catholic. Let's show you the Catholic Church." And then we had to talk all about how the Catholics came, and
Oh, he's very interesting.
he knows everything about all
And he
these
loves,
places.
he loves history. He loves architecture. He loves
Yeah.
his city.
Yeah.
He loves churches. He loves all kinds of churches.
Yeah,
and
because then
history.
we went from there to the synagogue to like, I need to show you the Armenian church. It's the oldest church in Kolkata. And we tracked it.
1707.
Like, we went all around and asked 9 different people.
Yeah.
And then we said, "George, we're really thirsty."
Oh, man.
And he said, "Okay, we'll find some water."
So
We didn't find water for like ever.
I know, and then after we walked past a store that was actually pretty nice looking, a bakery place. I'm like, "George, you think they have water?" "Oh yeah." So
Finally got water.
George bought us water.
Yeah.
We
Or did I buy the
found.
water?
You bought it.
I bought it. Okay,
Yeah.
that has to go on my
Okay.
purchase sheet.
But they were like
They were
the
big
2
bottles.
liter
For-
bottles for each of us.
60 rupees, 20
Total.
rupees a piece.
Yeah.
So it's cheap. It's good. Less than a buck.
Yeah.
A buck.
Bonk.
We ran into a elimination tournament of cricket.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool to watch.
Yeah.
A street cricket.
Yeah, and George answered some questions where I think I'm finally grasping a little bit of how it's played now. That whole, the wickets and the bumping the
wickets
pegs,
and
and
the crickets.
that made no sense. Now it does.
Yeah.
So,
The other thing that I think is fun about George really takes no's for an answer, right? So like the guys say, no, you can't come in today to the church.
They say, it's closed.
It's closed.
Is it open? No.
There's nobody there except for the security guards.
And they say,
George says, I think we will walk in then. Like, no, we can't. It's closed.
okay, we will look around.
We will look around then. So we walk right past them, and there we go. But you know what George does? George is a smoozer too. You notice he always touches people.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Right? And then he goes, this man knows every answer to every question about this building. Ask him anything. And so then the security guard said no, goes, okay, let me tell you about it. And then he's like, where are you from? USA. Where are you from? California. Most famous gold mine is in California, this guy says. Well, you're right.
Or actually, he asked.
That was like, am I right? Am
Yes,
I wrong?
right. Uh-huh.
Am I right? Am I wrong? You're right. Yeah, that was at the Armenian church. It was like 1707 or something.
Yeah.
This church was built. 300-year-old church.
It's kind of interesting. The entire like courtyard is all graves, and, like
Flat.
tombstones.
Like the tombstones are like flattened into the
And they're
concrete.
They're butted up really close to each other, so there's no
300
avoiding
years
stepping
of
on
dead Armenians.
dead Armenians.
So no, it was very interesting.
It
It
was-
always
It
is.
And we continued our walk to the base of the Hara Bridge through the flower market, which really didn't have anything going on today. I went to the whatever that gat is right there.
Yeah, and that was the coolest gat. Is that Babu Gat
I
or
don't know,
something?
but going to the gat. The gat's where it's at.
It was.
It's kind of I think it's the famous vantage point for taking a picture of the Hara Bridge. with
Yeah,
the
that's
train
where you always
station.
see the birds flying and that kind of stuff. So
Stood there for a little bit, watched people taking a bath.
took some selfies.
Yep, more visitor selfies. We don't take them.
They take them of
They
us.
take them of us, with us. Well, with a man.
But then we walked. It was kind of cool because he was like, "Let's go down the waterfront. I want to show you something down here." And then we got to the warehouses that had collapsed and tried to walk through. And the guy said, "No, it's closed." So we had to walk like along the railroad track. a
Yeah, I
little
don't
bit.
really understand how anybody finds out how to get there, because it's not like a nice
Yeah.
place to walk.
I just love his like. He's like, "Yes, we'll go down here." Like he knows exactly where he's going. Then he's like, "Oh, this is Millennial Park.
It's just
I've
very nice.
never been here. It's very nice." And then we walked down Millennial Park.
It was nice. It was a really
Yeah, it
nice,
was a nice
promenade,
little
along the,
yeah.
but it was pretty hot. I got to tell you that.
And then he said, "You've got to go to this floating building. It's the floating hotel."
Hotel.
Well, it's called
He's-
Flotel.
It was, yeah, it was called
Flotel. He's like, "I love just sitting there and having a cold drink." So that's what we did.
Those were expensive cold drinks.
It was 600 rupees.
Yeah.
It's at 640.
So the funny story. Tell the story about like we went in there.
Oh yeah. So we walk in and they were like, "Oh, there's 4 of you," and he's like, "No, we don't want to eat."
They're
like,
having a big buffet.
Yeah, they were like, "But today is the buffet," and he's like, "No, we just want drinks." And they're like, "But it's a dry day. We can't sell." So they were saying no alcohol. He's like, "Okay, then give us sodas." They're like,
No, we gotta buy the food.
And he's like, "No, we want a soda." They're like, "Okay, you want to sit outside or inside?" Next thing you know, the guy's coming over, says something to George, and he like, whoop, hands him an alcohol menu, and George's like, "Oh no, sodas are fine." Like, but we had sodas. They weren't. We had them last time we were here. I
They
can't
were-
remember where we had them at.
They were a lime mineral water type of soda.
Yeah, it was just like a soda water with
It was-
lime.
yeah, I-
And they were like, "Do you want it sweet or salty?"
So, right. We ordered sweet,
George said salty.
and they are delicious.
They were.
It was very
Very
refreshing.
refreshing.
But it was expensive though for that. I mean,
But you're in the flotel.
it's true. Well, expensive, $2 each. but it seemed like a lot when you were saying 600.
Yeah, but it was so nice just to sit up there. It was air conditioned
Air
inside
conditioning.
there.
I'm so
We were
glad we didn't sit
sweating.
outside.
And then we came outside and it had clouded up. And it must have dropped 15 degrees. It was so
Yeah.
nice. The breeze was blowing off the
We
water.
had already walked 6 miles. We get off that flotel, and we're pretty far from home still.
Yeah, because we all knew where we were.
And all of a sudden, George goes, "Hello, hello, hello," said something to the taxi driver, and
He's like, maybe we can get a taxi. Hold on. And there was a guy sitting in the back of the taxi like a rider.
I don't know if George told him to get out.
I got out, and we got in, and he goes, let's go. And that was our fastest ride
that guy
ever.
was flying.
That guy knows how to drive.
He was rally car driving, I think, in a Suzuki Swift.
Yeah.
But I was so glad.
Yeah, I don't know if I could have walked much further.
No, so we just had a good day. We learned a lot.
Came back here, and Lumberjack was still working on the door, but we should have taken pictures. If he has that extension cord out next time, he has rewired the power outlet to make an extension cord for his.
He just
power
had
drill.
wire. He just, instead of a cord, he just has wire. It's all like wire nutted together in pieces, like
I know
4
that
foot
sounds
pieces.
it's like crazy. So when he does that, though, the outlets in this room don't work.
Yeah.
So George spends quite some time talking.
Yelling at him. We don't know what they were saying. But it's sure taken the guy a long time.
But we were pretty hungry because now it's 3-something,
Oh, yeah.
and we had just had a bowl of yogurt for breakfast.
All we had was a bowl of yogurt with cereal in it for breakfast.
And 2 liters
whole
of
day.
water.
And so now it's 3 o'clock and we're home going, uh-oh, what do we do?
You're at the time where it's in between the lunch and the dinner, and you're like,
Yeah. And here people eat late. So we went to barbecue. Chinese.
favorite Chinese place in the
Had
world.
Really
two
good.
orders of sweet and sour pork.
We did. We ordered double sweet and sour
Yeah.
pork today.
But I think the pork was better the days I've.
I thought it was
I-
pretty delicious.
Yeah.
Still.
It didn't have the coating on it.
The second one did.
It had a little bit more. Still good.
It's really good.
So
Incredibly cheap.
yeah, 1,200 rupees. That is nothing.
Came back here,
Full service.
did some pictures.
Yeah, so we went through all of the kids'
Oh.
pictures from,
So
Joy.
So many pictures.
and they were not good.
Oh.
I mean, every kid had a great
They
photo.
did.
Had a great photo.
There was just.
But you know what it was though? We never really did a. It was really only the one photo walk, the morning photo walk, right?
When?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we didn't go out.
No.
So they only had one chance to shoot Joy, where they had 2 chances for love. So we had
Yeah.
2 photo walks.
They could have done it in school. But they failed. No, they did great. I still love it. I loved watching the kids in the photo walk. I
Yeah.
loved they did what they were supposed to do. The problem was maybe where they were, there wasn't as much that they saw.
I think a lot of it is no different than us going a photo walk in our own neighborhoods, our own town,
Well,
and going, there's not anything
Let's
here.
talk about today then. We came back and I don't think any of us, Amanda got some pretty cool pictures,
Yeah.
but any of us were like, wow, we got a picture of the day.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different.
Today, a lot of things were closed, though. Was one of the reasons.
It's no excuse.
No, it's a good excuse.
All I'm saying is these kids, I'm so enjoying seeing what they're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
It's nothing-
going through the pictures is a little painful just because there's so many.
yeah. And when you sit there and you're like, 170 from this kid.
And 70 of them are of
No,
cows.
No, yeah. But and it's also because we all went on the same photo walk, so it was, these again,
Yeah.
these again. Everybody took a picture of that sign. Everybody took a picture of that guy.
It's good stuff.
So then you start looking for ones that are better, and so. But they did good.
Pretty good.
They're getting that rule of thirds down, and they're thinking through their.
I just
shots.
cannot understand how these kids can't be perfect after, basically
3 lessons,
3
now.
lessons.
Should have been better.
Then tonight, we just got back.
Not dinner. Well, technically it was a dinner, but we had ice cream.
We had ice cream down the street.
That was a little spot of goodness.
We had Belgian chocolate on a artisan waffle cone.
Guy was making it right there.
We watched him make it.
Holding it together.
It's like peeling it off and rolling it around his little cone maker thing.
Weirdly hot in that shocked though.
It was, and they were playing
Oh my
Enrique Iglesias.
Yeah, they're playing some Latin tunes, very, very quietly though.
There was there was us and one other guy eating in there,
Uh-huh.
and 6 people working there. We still cannot figure out how these people make money. Like barbecue today, we were like, there's like 25 employees.
You have like 5 waiters per table plus the
Yeah,
Telly Savalas looking
yeah.
Indian manager.
And your bill is $12. Okay, how do we pay all these guys with $12?
Good day though.
It's a great day.
Yeah. I'll be honest. Oh.
Shouldn't have looked at you. No, I'm gonna be honest.
So it's time to call it a night. Tomorrow's Sunday.
8:30. What a late time.
People are just eating dinner right now in this city.
I know.
And we're like, I gotta go bed. No idea what's really happening tomorrow.
No.
We gotta go
Our
try
whole
to-
goal was to make content today. We did film a show.
Oh, that's what we did?
Yeah, when we came back, we went out
We did
here and we
that.
filmed a show.
That's right.
So tomorrow I'll put that together and we'll have a show to put up.
That's
And that'll be good.
I held the microphone.
Yes. She was,
I really hope it worked.
So do we.
I just pulled the card, so after we
If
get done
not,
with this,
that's
I'll,
not your fault. I'll tell
No.
you that. So,
not your fault.
not your fault.
Not your fault.
I gotta get something to drink. So with that,
Okay, with that, good night.
See you
Day
tomorrow.
whatever in the bag.